Free socks. Free socks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. That's right. That's why it's the Triple B. I just did a Facebook Live. I jumped on here. I am multitasking. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if anybody comes on because this is the 5th podcast show I've done this week. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also the host of the Triple B Experience and the Steelers Dynasty Podcast. That's right. The Steelers Dynasty Podcast, where we talk Steelers football with myself and Shane Stodmiller, the most unorthodox Steeler podcast going out there. And we're not fighting anybody. We're not fighting anybody. We're not duking it up. We're not talking about that. We are talking about somebody's dad because he's the head coach. But we have not done professional wrestling chat in a while. You guys, come on in with your questions, your comments. You want to talk? Hey, if you want to come on the show, send me a link. I'll bring you on. This is the only podcast out there that I know of that will do that in short notice, in long form, and in short form. Because I have not talked about wrestling in a while, because I will tell you guys this. I am not happy with professional wrestling right now. That is why I haven't done any wrestling shows on here to talk about wrestling. Now, I am interested about John Cena. I know he won Intercontinental Championship over Dominic Mysterio. I watched that match, and we'll talk about the Survivor Series. Why was it so bland, and why did it put me to sleep? It fucking put me to sleep. I am Outlaw. Larry, what's up? Hi, Outlaw. So, look, if you need to hit the like and subscribe button, please do. Oh, hey, Colin, what's up, brother? So, look, I know everybody last week watched the Survivor Series. Okay, everybody is, even ESPN is unhappy with what's going on. I don't even watch Monday Night Raw on Netflix anymore. I don't know why. And I have seen some stuff where even a New Day doing promos are being cut because they're doing commercial breaks. I'm only interested in Cena, Colin said. Look, I'm very interested. I've liked John Cena since he came back. I wish he'd been able to fight The Rock somehow, some way. And then they could have, squared up one more time. His movies, his movie box office against The Rock's box office, which we know The Rock is a bigger box office draw. But I think that Cena's a better actor than The Rock. And I think the Rock doing his big boss thing didn't apply to the multiplication of ratings. That's just my opinion. It was a story line that did not get completed. Larry, yes. TKO ruined, yes. Vince McMahon is laughing like a fucking jackal right now, guys. Vince is like, you know what? You guys ruined every idea that I had. You ruined it. You put stuff on, for marketing and sponsorship on the apron. Yeah, he is. He's laughing. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care. I mean, he's swimming in more money than God probably anyway. But I mean, I watched the Survivor Series, guys, and I fell asleep. The ladies' match was very subpar. And I could probably get your take is that other war games, maybe at NXT back in the day when Cole, and had the what was his faction. That was a good war games. I mean, but I just think nowadays AEW with steel cage matches and war games like that, or any type of big stipulations is probably kicking the ass of WWE. Yeah, the women's matches was horrible. It was terrible. I mean, Io Sky in the garbage can. I mean, she did a leg split. I mean, it was just terrible. Look, you're in a steel cage. There's no you gotta have a little bit of red. You got to have a little crimson mask. I don't like my female wrestlers bloody. I really don't. I know AEW, when they had that ladies match, those ladies put on a fucking show that no one's ever seen. And I mean, they're attractive ladies, and they were busted wide open and bleeding like a stuffed pig. Crazy. But yeah, that's why. And realistically, guys, is the only wrestling that I'm interested in, or the only wrestler besides John Cena. I'm not, no offense, Larry, I'm not interested in the world champ, CM Punk, and I'm not interested in fucking Cody Rhodes. I'm interested in Agent Zero. I haven't talked about it, but I actually watched Big Time Bill Collier's first appearance on pay-per-view, and it was fucking phenomenal. It was fucking great. It made me so happy. Because up on top of the hill where I live, the K Arena, the first time I ever seen him, training in a ring, I mean, I knew he had talent, and he'd been busting his ass, persevering, going to, all these companies, winning championships in every company he's ever been in. So yeah, and that's a shame about his dog. I mean, it's terrible to lose a pet. I mean, it's just god awful. So, my condolences to CM Punk on his dog, him and AJ Lee on their dog Larry. Look, losing a pet is very, very bad. And I know there's there's like I said, there's a lot of shit. Well, I'm gonna still talk about the WWE. Yeah, I seen that. But it was a one and done, I think, right? It was just a one and done. I mean, his wife is something else. You know what I mean? Hey, Shane, how you doing? Hope you're feeling better, everybody. This is my co-host, Shane Stodmiller of the West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia. Shows Monday, Thursday. Triple B Experience, pulp culture enthusiast icon with full of knowledge on Thursdays. Me and him do the live streams. Shane is actually for a guy who didn't do podcasting, Shane's doing podcasts every day of the week. So, and hopefully he's feeling better. He's been sick for a couple weeks now. He's dealing with some kind of flu type symptoms, some cough. He's getting better. He's drinking bourbon and hot toddies to save his life. So if you guys are like West Virginia football, please subscribe to Shane's show. He does a great job. He had about 75 people in the chat the other day, and that's big time in podcasting world. So, Shane O'Mac. There he is, Shane O'Mac. So I didn't really care for, I think this might have been the first time, maybe the first time in a long time that the heels won War Games, maybe. I mean, I don't even care because it doesn't faze me. I do like Drew McIntyre. I don't think he'll ever get a title shot again, but I don't write the storylines, and who can afford to go to a fucking WWE show anyway? They're going to do it in Saudi Arabia. There's nobody I know going to Saudi Arabia to watch WrestleMania. And then you got a female match where the ladies are covered up more in a hoodie than I am. You know what I mean? Like, you're just fucking greedy right there. The Saudis are just taking over everything, paying for everything, but thank God they didn't get Netflix or Warner Brothers or HBO, but they tried. They did try. So, I mean, today, Netflix bought Warner Brothers, HBO. They're going to do all this. It's going to be a couple of years. Where does that lie and lay for AEW? Where will AEW go? I don't know. Like, Netflix now will actually have WWE on Netflix, and they'll probably have AEW shown on HBO Max. Talk about a fucking, flooding the business. I don't think it's going to, I think they're not going to do, I think they're probably going to let AEW go. But you know what? Tony Khan can ask for a buyout. Could probably go to another channel. But also too, they're on TNT and TBS. So yeah, and they've been a good ratings for them. So they aren't buying TBS or TNT. Well, I don't know where they're at. I don't know who owns TBS. I know, Ted Turner does, unless he sold out. I don't know anymore. But I do know that TNA is going to AMC, which is good. So the home of The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad is now the home of TNA. Hey, that's pretty good. And AMC actually has good shows. AMC has some money. AMC has good shows. They have some money. They're gonna, now they got wrestling. I don't know when that time will be. If it'll be Thursday, maybe they'll do. I used to have AMC Plus. Maybe they'll do the pay-per-views on AMC Plus for TNA because NXT and TNA have split. Yeah, I think that's great. The home of The Walking Dead is now the home of TNA and Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. You know what I mean? You can have Rick Grimes in the middle of the ring fucking with a couple of zombies and fucking giving them fucking stone cold stunners. 9 p.m. Okay. What day are they on? 9 p.m. is a good time to watch wrestling. And that means a lot of people that are independent. They also have NWA on Roku, and Spencer Slade is looking like a fucking beast, ladies and gentlemen. A beast. He's fucking just kicking ass and taking names wherever he goes now too. And Thursday nights. Thank Claire. Well, like I said, you're the wrestling guy. I know my wrestling, but I'm just not paying attention anymore because it's just not alluring unless I see big time Bill Collier, Agent Zero on TV. And I watch a little bit of NWA with Spencer Slade if he's on. And some of these newer independent guys, get to the bigger stage. I'm cool with that too. There's a lot of independent wrestling out there, man. I mean, speaking of independent wrestling, it's a big weekend for independent wrestling in Western Pennsylvania. Now, I can't go to any of the shows this weekend because I have a viewing tomorrow. That's why last week I didn't even do a show. I've been doing shows all this week to keep my mind off of stuff because my father-in-law passed away unexpectedly, and the viewing and the services tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody that said stuff for the family and stuff. I appreciate it. I'm here to tell you, life changes in a right like that, in a blink of an eye. It changes. I've been doing the Steeler Dynasty podcast and talking Steelers to get through it. Butch was a big, huge Steeler fan. Thanks, Lair. And he also was a wrestling fan. We had numerous WrestleMania parties. I remember when the tree went down and the power, we went to Butch and Deb's house to have a WrestleMania party because I was having one here, but I had no power. So Butch is like, let's go to the house, Bub. I'm like, okay. And I want to say this, that my last wrestling match, Butch came to my last wrestling match at Imagine Wrestling, where I was tagged up with Big Lenny and versus Crusher Hansen and Lucio DeVere. And I wasn't in my best shape, and I would never ever want to wrestle. It was the bow on the package. I have no desire to wrestle again unless I lost about 175 pounds and was like Dominic Mysterio off the top rope and do a hurricanrana and fucking do that. Ain't happening. So at 54 years old, I'm okay with what I did in my career, and I'm okay with the last match. And I appreciate Butch coming to see me in my last match. So that pretty much puts the icing on my wrestling career. And me and Butch went to see the Steelers in Detroit, Steeler game. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be rough. And it happened during the holidays. And like I said, people, if you're looking, now I'm getting off the tangent of wrestling. If you haven't talked to somebody in a while, you know what? Sometimes, and people don't call people on the phone anymore. They fucking text. I think that's ridiculous because you're not getting the emotions that you need to when you're talking to somebody. Because the text messages or if you write something on Facebook, I just had somebody actually called me a kid on Facebook, and I'm like, please tell me you didn't call me a kid because I'm not a goddamn kid. But I will tell you my other good story before I end this lovely this segment here. But just take the time to, and if you still have family, call them up on the phone, go see them, do what you need to do. Look, if tell somebody that you love them. That's all I got. Positive energy creates positive results, people. I'm telling you. So I like his heel character too. I like that he took the title off of Cena, and Cena, that was good. I'm Cena, you know what I mean? That was good. And then Liv Morgan is back. So, I mean, it's just the Survivor Series was just too bland for me. I don't know. I'll get ready for the Royal Rumble. The Rumbles are good. I'll probably have a mega cast like Larry said, with people. Chris Coleman is back in action. The world beater, Chris Coleman's back. He'll be back. And ladies and gentlemen, he'll be back on the attack next week. Live Saturday, December 13th, 7 p.m. bell time. Tickets are only one night only, $10. It's going to be, I think the main event is Cato versus David Lawless. If Cato loses, his career is over. If Cato wins, Gorgeous Gregory cannot wrestle for Imagine Wrestling. So that is a stipulation. And I believe the world beater Chris Coleman is tagging up in a 6-man tag with the Classic Rockers. You can't get a fucking ticket for $10 anywhere, people. I don't think I can make it because it's my wife's birthday next week. And I don't think and my wife loves wrestling, but I'm not taking my wife to. I would love to see this show. I went and saw the Steel Cage. I was hanging out with Larry and Big Mike, and it was the Imagine's first time ever Steel Cage match. Braden Elliott versus, Jake Wiley, and it was the main event, and it was worth me driving up there for. Braden and Jake are great athletes. Braden and Jake could make it on TNA. They could NWA. They could. Gregory could too. There's a lot of people in Western Pennsylvania that can make it to the next level. That's the truth. That is the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, if you go to Imagine Wrestling, you better get there early because the seats they're fucking sold out. They fucking sing songs and fucking jam out for a half hour, 45 minutes before the show starts. They got a great product. Donnie, Mike, Cato, great product. Great product, So, it's the same night as Cena's last match on Saturday night's main event. We'll talk about that next Friday night, though, because I'll know a little bit more about wrestling because I'm just shooting from the hip today, Larry. But, yeah, support your local wrestling companies. There is a lot of great wrestling companies around me and Larry's area. And here's another one. Tomorrow night is IWC. This is tomorrow night. This is IWC. Slade, Collier, Marcus D'Angelo, Elijah Dean. I can't even fucking read. Duke Davis, Zach Nystrom. It's the Pittsburgh Classic Battle Royal. I mean, look at this. IWC. Dennis Gregory is back in the building, I believe. So if you're looking for wrestling, IWC. Elizabethtown. Get your tickets. Justin Plummer, I just cut you a promo. Thanks. You're welcome. Hey, I just call it the way I see it. I try to help everybody out, you know. And also for the last KSWA wrestling ever. It's the last one. This is it. Big, huge show. 25 years. And it's the final KSWA event. It's a FanFest Holiday Toy Drive Spectacular. Bring your toys. It'll be sold out, people. It might already be sold out. Get your tickets. KSWA to see 25 years. It's 25 years. That's a long time. Quarter of a century professional wrestling in the Pittsburgh area. So those are some shows that are coming up tomorrow. Imagine Wrestling is next week. We'll talk more about it next week. Remind me. No, that's Big Cass. No. Bill's a better wrestler. Bill Collier is a better wrestler, and Larry can attest to that. Me and Larry can attest to that. Big Cass is not a better. Big Cass might be bigger, but he's not a better wrestler than Bill Collier. There's no doubt. There's no way. No way at all. So, yeah. So check out all your local wrestling companies. Like I said, we're going to have probably some get some independent wrestlers on here to, interview, see how they're doing, do stuff like that. Because this is my first time back, and like I said, it's been very, very crazy. But I want to tell my story real quick because this is funny. Because I am an old man. Should check out Speed Training with Randy Orton if you haven't. No, I haven't checked that out. I'd like to see Randy Orton win a title one more time. That would be nice. And I wanted to see, I figured Cena and Orton, but that's not happening. So, but I don't know who I don't know who's fighting. I have no idea. So, but yeah, tonight I was on my way to the gym. This is funny. I ran into Cable at the comic book store. And I was going, I had to go take a piss because I'm an old man. I'm 54. I drink a lot of water. What can I say? So I'm pulling into Burger King, and these two young kids, I pull in and they're like, "Hey, Adam. Oh, we thought you were Adam." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, kid? I go, "Well, who? Oh, we thought you were our buddy Adam." I'm like, "No, I'm not Adam." I go, "How old are you guys?" "Oh, we're 16. I go, "Holy shit, you just made my fucking week, kids. I'm not 16. That's funny." And then I went and took a piss. I came back out. I said, "I got to call my wife," because I said, "That is so funny." I said, "I'm almost 60, guys." They're like, "Oh my God." And I got a little gray, I forgot to get some dye, because I hate gray, but I didn't dye. And he goes, "Well, you look like you're 30. I'm like, "Well, thanks. It's good genetics. It's my mom. It's good Sicilian genetics." But that was my good story because that actually made my week, because dealing with a whole bunch of the family stuff, you know what I mean? That is, it's been whatever. But also too, I mean, hey, it is what it is. And those kids, I was like, "You guys just made my fucking week, man. You just made my fucking week." But yeah, I'm just thinking, a little bit of to get back in. I'm not gonna, I need to know a little more. I need to watch wrestling so I can, give my thumbs up and thumbs down on some wrestling. I do like Io Sky. There's some wrestlers I do like. I always like Charlotte Flair and the ladies, and I'm still not a Jax fan. What can I say? But there is a lot of, the NWA ladies champion. Oh man, what's her name? Natalia. She's Russian. Oh, Larry, you know what I'm talking about. She's a bombshell. And then actually at the Steel City Con, Killer Cross and Scarlett Boudreaux, and who else is there? Blackheart is there, but I can't go. Charlie Sheen was there. I wanted to see Charlie. I'd be like, hey, Charlie, what's up? Winning. That didn't happen either because of the situation. And look, I'm not spending fucking $500 to fucking meet somebody. You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, you gotta cut your arm off to do anything anymore. And that's not worth it. But you could go to Imagine Wrestling right here. Once again, $10. $10 tickets. You can't even go to a movie for $10 fucking dollars. Kato's last match. Do you think it's going to be Kato's last match? Oh, I don't know. If he wins, where does Gorgeous Gregory go? I don't like that stipulation. Maybe I can get Kato to come on, maybe. I don't know. Maybe get Kato to come on. Maybe get the Gavel to come on. Somebody. Maybe I can have them both on and I'm in the middle. Maybe do my Donald Trump impersonation. Well, maybe 6 and 7. I don't know, but I'm gonna start back doing this. Talk about wrestling on Friday nights. Trying to help promote local companies, independent wrestlers. Get a hold of me. I mean, I know there's some other interviews that I have to do that I've been slacking, and it's my fault. And hopefully I have a big interview here very, very shortly, I hope. And we shall see, because there's a big, huge wrestle convention with the anime December 21st and 22nd, or 20th and 21st. There's the last appearance of Sting in his face paint. Trish Stratus will be there. Saturdays at $60 tickets, though. You know what I mean? It's at the David Lawrence Convention Center. So I'll talk about that next week too. So I'm going to add more wrestling stuff. I'm going to try to watch as much wrestling, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't watched a lot of wrestling because it hasn't interested me. The only thing that interests me is John Cena and big time Bill Collier as Agent Zero. And then the NWA if Spencer Slade is on. I'm sorry. TKO, you're fucking everything up. AEW, the ladies match was too brutal for me. I don't like to see women that bloody. It's not, I can't get into it. But I do watch a lot of old wrestling though. I just want to put that out there too. So, but hey, guys, thank you guys so much. I'm going to end it early because I might have to go pick up my nephew, Vinnie Mac. It's his 21st birthday. You know what I mean? And then I'm probably going to I got to do some other stuff, get ready for Sunday, and maybe do some, maybe I'm going to go on a Steeler Dynasty podcast because there's a lot of Steeler talk that I got to talk about because it's just blowing the fuck up. So, but I appreciate you guys for popping on. I appreciate everybody. Please hit like and subscribe. I got to change the opening because it got copyrighted, I guess. So I got to get kazoos and do an opening. So I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. Or I got a harmonica so I don't get copyrighted, because if this channel does get monetized, all my videos are copyrighted due to some music, which I thought it wasn't, because Canva, I took a little bit from Canva because I pay for it. I thought everything was okay, but that is not the case. So I got an email from YouTube yesterday when I did the Triple B Experience Thursday nights. The Triple B Experience Thursday nights is all about pop culture. Myself, Shane, and Cable, we give our top 10s. And next Thursday night, we're giving our top 10 heists. Top 10 movie heists. Somebody's stealing something out of a bank or something. It's a heist. Something's got to be stolen. Cars, something. A woman, something. Your virginity, something's got to be stolen. Next Thursday night at 9 p.m. But I will be back next Friday with more wrestling. Talk about Imagine Wrestling's big show with Kato's maybe last match. Maybe get some Imagine Wrestlers on here. Do something. You know what I mean? Just Chris Coleman's return. Maybe I'll get Chris Coleman to come on and talk about his return into professional wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. Hit like and subscribe, because I got 2 YouTube channels, the Triple B Experience, which you're on right now, and the Steelers Dynasty podcast, as you see in the hat. I'm the hardest working podcaster in Western Pennsylvania. This is my 5th show this week, and I would love to do a morning drive from 7 to 11. Yes, sir. Okay, everybody. God bless every single one of you guys. Stay positive, stay focused, and stay out of jail. Thank you, guys. Good night.